Can you please explain about yourself?
Uh, yes. Hi, Venkateswar. Uh, like, Good morning, and this is Subhakant Das. And first of all, I would like to give a thanks to you because you have scheduled my mock interview. So basically, I am Subhakant Das, and I have overall 7+ years of experience into QA. So I have worked across multiple domain projects and which include healthcare, retail, e-commerce, and telecom domain projects. So from starting of my career, I was into the software testing only. So currently I'm associated with IQVIA, and here I am working as a QA lead, where I can work on both automation and functional side. So earlier to this, I was associated with Tech Mahindra, and there I was working on a telecom-based product, which is the client of Vodafone Germany. And there also I have worked at multiple domains, and like there majorly I worked on functional testing and also worked on automation testing for some time. And coming to my roles and responsibility in current organization, we are using a framework called PAF framework, and this is kind of automation framework based on the Selenium and Java. So they have make it as an in-house framework, and in the backend, the technology is like Java and Selenium, but they have make it simpler so that everybody can use it. So the framework is we have activity file, flow files, and then we need to write our new methods using Java, and then we try to call the business requirements. Like we try to call the those methods, like whatever the requirements are given, we try to automate them using XML language, and then we can prepare the report using the
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I got it. Okay, that's fine. Then we'll start with the core Java then.
sure.
Right. Uh, what are the OOPS concepts, right? You have used it in the framework, right? Not general way. In the framework,
Okay.
right? How you have used OOPS concept? Can you explain those?
Yeah. So in my framework, we used like OOPS concept like encapsulation and inheritance, polymorphism, like those concepts. Uh, if I can give you an example, right? So let's say uh, this class. So we have multiple classes in our framework, right? So so when we are going for the I am telling about inheritance. So basically, inheritance is like when we are acquiring the property of the child class is acquiring the property of parent class, right? That is called inheritance. We use the keyword extends. In our framework, we have different classes, right? We have child class and base class, right? Base class contain all the business logics, and in the child class, if you wanted to in the base class, we mention all the we wanted to extend that property, right? So in child class we try to fetch that. For example, coming to a patient application, right? Let's say there are five classes we created in the base class, right? In that we have given some logic, but we want to make in the child class we want to make the few of the functionality of it, so we want to use that, right? So you use extend keyword. So in that way we use like inheritance concept. And coming to polymorphism, its meaning is like whenever there is a one object call, but it has many forms, or it is having used multiple areas. So that is called polymorphism. So in that polymorphism in our framework is so let's say like
That's fine. You can move on if you're not
okay.
thinking right. You can move.
Okay. Yeah. So, and one more thing is abstraction. Basically, abstraction is like when we hide the implementation, right? And show only the property to the end user, right? That is called as abstraction. We use in our project we use abstract classes. So we make whenever we know we don't want to make sure the exact implementation, right? So we make those methods as private and make it as declared as interface. So in that way we use abstraction because in the end user perspective, he is only care about how it will drive the program. He is not concerned about the internal logic of it. So in that cases we used abstraction. And coming to encapsulation, it is like encapsulating the data, right, and binding the data into one single unit. So like a capsule, whenever we are making those methods as private and we are accessing those to public method. So in our framework, we use the getter and setter method, right, to access that, so that and outside it cannot be accessible. Only the uh, members can be accessible. So we make it as private so that we use whenever we want to get and read the data, we want to use getter, and then we want to work on it, write the data, then we use setter method. So in this way we use the encapsulation.
Okay, fine. Now coming to right exception handling. What is the difference between throw and throws keyword?
Okay, so these are two keywords I can say. Whenever there is an exception is there, right? We want to handle it. So basically, we use the two keyword. So throw is like one single exception we can handle. Throws we can handle multiple exception, right? And these are one is a checked exception throws, and throws is a unchecked exception. And throws is used in the method signature.
Mhm.
But throws keyword is used in the we try to use in the method signature only. So throw is used for the generating the exception, but throws is we need to declare it. And
Okay,
throw
well,
is used within a method, but throws is it is in the signature method signature.
right. Okay, got it. Suppose I have a scenario like right, I don't want to allow to store duplicates. Right. I don't want to allow to store duplicates, and I want to preserve the order. I want to preserve the order. Right. And the collection framework, which collection is suitable for this scenario?
Hmm. You can use set because in that you can use the unique element, right?
Set will not allow duplicates, right? But I want to preserve the order. Set will preserve the order.
Oh, okay, okay. No, 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 no. Oh, if you want to make the order preserve, na? Uh,
Mm,
yeah. I think you can use the map.
Okay. Did you hear about linked hash set? Linked
Yeah,
hash
yeah,
map,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
We can go with
yeah.
linked hash set or linked hash map, right? These will not allow duplicates and it will preserve the order.
Yeah, correct, correct, correct.
Right. Now coming to programming, right? You are comfortable with programming,
Yeah.
right? Okay, then fine. Okay, suppose I have a array,
Okay.
right? I have an array. What I will do, I want to sort, right? I want to sort the array, right? What approach you will choose if I want to sort the array,
Okay.
right? What techniques you will use to sort some array?
See, in we can use that inbuilt method rs.sort, but I think That is a straightforward thing. But if you are not using any inbuilt method, right, then the approach should be like we need to declare a array, and then after that we use a for loop, right? Two for loop you want to use. Let's say I or j you can make it. First loop you can make it to the length minus one. Like equal from, you can start it from one, okay, and then you make it to the length minus one, a dot length minus one. Then you can make it another loop from zero and then length minus two, right? And then you compare like that a of j or the second one, right? It should be greater than if it is greater than j plus 1, then you store it in the temporary variable, and that one like a of j, and then that one you can store it to j plus 1 and again j plus 1 to temp. In that way, it is like always the greater element will be in the left hand side, right? Like it is comparing one by one. So two, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 or 1 5 3 4 2. So it will compare 1 and 5. Then if it is 5 is greater, then it will move to the left. Then again it will compare the second and third. If it is greater, then it will be shifting to the left. So in the end,
What is this approach called? Do you know what is that approach? Why you are comparing side by side elements, right?
yeah,
J, J of 0, J plus 1.
yeah.
Then J plus 1 to J plus 2. But what is this approach? Do you know what is this approach called?
Shift left or
Right.
something. Sorry, I don't know, but
That
shift
is
left.
called a bubble sort. Bubble
Oh,
sort.
bubble set. Okay.
Right. We should know the namings also, right? When you are telling, they will ask definitely. Sometimes
Yeah,
they
yeah,
will ask what is the time complexity, space complexity of the sorting.
yeah, correct.
Right. That is called a bubble sort. Okay, fine. Right. Now I have a string.
Okay.
I have a string. Suppose if I want to count, right, how many lowercase, how many uppercase, how many special characters, right? How can we achieve it?
Mm, okay. How many lowercase and how many uppercase, right?
Uppercase and special characters.
I think in string we have a method two lowercase and two uppercase, right? With using those we can find it, right?
Now, what it will do? Two lowercase. Suppose I am calling string dot two lowercase. What it will do?
Mm, yeah. So I think. Wait.
Right. I want to count how many lowercase letters are there.
Okay, okay.
Right. We
Mm,
can go with a simple approach. Is we have a character class.
uh-huh.
There we have a is lowercase, is uppercase, is digit. Those methods. One way is we can go with that, and another
Mhm.
way is we can combine if our one by one character we can read, and then we can compare whether it is a greater than small a, less than small z. That means it is a
Uh-huh.
lowercase. And else if
Mhm.
capital greater than capital A, less than capital Z. That is capital else special character. We can do either way.
Oh, yeah, or else we can use the regular expression, right? That one from A to Z. Uh,
If we are comfortable with that, we can also use that. But we should anyway we should tell clearly to the when we're doing it.
oh, yeah.
Anything you can fix it for anyone, correct? You can clearly explain it. Fine. Then.
Mhm.
Now coming to Selenium, right? Right. In
Yeah.
Selenium, suppose my scenario is right. I have a frame. I have a parent frame, right? Then child frame. Inside child frame, again nested frame. I have three frames. Right. One is the parent. In the parent, I have a child. Inside a child, again child I have. Now in that child, I have a text box. Right. I want to enter the text of it. Right. What is the code we will write to achieve it?
Okay, so in Selenium we cannot go directly, right, and from inside a frame. So we can use driver dot switch to dot frame one. Let's say the parent frame you are telling, and after that we can use the default content and then go to the child frame, right? Driver dot switch to then frame ID inside that you can use.
See, whenever frames concept is right, frames means suppose parent and child is there. Suppose you take only two, parent
Okay.
and a child. Suppose currently we are in the main page. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to switch to first we have to whenever you are handling frames means we have to switch to one by one only. We cannot
Correct,
directly go
correct.
to child. First we need to switch to parent frame. Driver dot switch to frame by using we can switch to multiple ways by using right index or ID or web element. Right. First we have
Uh-huh.
to switch to parent. Then we have to again driver dot switch to frame again to the child. First we have to switch to the frame, parent frame, then child. Again, if you have a one more child, then again we have to switch. That means we have to go one by one, switch to parent, then child, then child. If we want to come out directly, we can come out. Driver data rate and switch to default content. Default content means main page it will come. Wherever you are, either you are in parent frame or child frame. If you want to come outside, directly we can come out. But if you want to go inside, we have to go inside one by one frame only. Right,
Yeah.
definitely we can get on the frames.
Yeah.
Right. And then also Windows concept. If you have idea Windows concept, right, they will ask not two windows. Suppose I have a five windows,
Uh-huh.
right? Five windows are opened.
Okay.
Right. Now I want to switch to particular window.
Correct.
Right. Then how you will achieve it?
Yes. So, you want to go, yes, same. I think same concept is also applicable in window. If it is like window, right? We have some methods in Selenium, right? We can use that get window handle. If it is a single window, then it is get window handle. We can pass it in, I mean, store it in a string variable. Or if there are multiple windows, then we can use the list setup string. Get window handles method, and then through a iterator we can like iterate it, or a for each loop we can iterate it and print that, right?
Mhm. Suppose if I want to switch to right, my question third window. I want to switch to third window, or I want to switch to second window.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Then mm,
Hmm. So basically, see, first of all, we need to do the operation in the parent window, right? Like let's say we pass the window ID driver dot switch to dot window, then we can pass the parent window ID. Then whatever operation you want to do it, and then close it, and then go to the next window or child window, or again come to the like we should pass that accordingly.
mm, right, we can do that. But right here, if we want to switch right out of five windows, suppose if we want to switch to particular window, right, one way is first we can get the basement window title also we can switch to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we can get window handles, we can get all the window handles.
Yeah.
Right, then we can iterate one by one before switching to window. Right, we are iterating one by one. Then before switching to window, on what basis I have to switch to that? Right, on
Mhm.
what basis? Out of five, I want to switch to some window. On what basis? Right. Maybe suppose if
Mhm.
we are asking first window, second window means we have to it will return set to right. Set to don't have index.
Mhm.
Okay. You cannot
Yeah,
switch based
yeah.
on index switch right one,
Mhm.
two, three like that. We have to convert to
Mhm.
list. We can switch to either first window, second window, third window. We can convert to list and then we can convert switch to whichever window we want by using index base. That is one way.
Mhm.
And one more way is by using the title. We can get the title. We can pass one title. I want to switch to this title. I can pass something. Okay. Any title login. Suppose I am passing login. You can iterate and get the one by one title of the window, right? One by one window title. If it is matches, we can switch to that window. By using window title also, we can switch either index or title. Those two ways will work. If we have two windows, directly we can switch it. There is no right simple way. But if we have a
Mhm.
multiple windows, then only we'll get challenge. Right. Then coming to the right, which out of right, how many locators we have in Selenium?
Eight.
Okay, which one you think right best one to go for?
ID.
Mhm. Right. Why not expert?
Sorry.
No, no, why not expert? Why it is ID?
See, XPath we can use, but why I told ID is always unique. So the chances of, I mean, they cannot change the ID in the dynamic application, right? ID is constant throughout, or some of the cases it is changing, but I see very little cases where the ID got changed. So when the in the backend, like I mean the HTML part, right? When we are writing the in the DOM, right? We try to identify the element using ID. So there are the slight chance of, I mean, that ID will be constant, so we use ID. But in XPath, if the ID is not like proper or something, then we can go for name or XPath, right? Then we can use
Mhm.
the XPath. But again, in the XPath, we should use always relative because absolute is not fine. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Right. Suppose what are the things right in XPath we cannot achieve with others? We can achieve with only XPath. We cannot achieve with others. What are those scenarios?
Okay, so in XPath, there are so many XPath functions. Okay, for example, text function, a descendant, following sibling, then partial link test. Sorry, no, for following sibling, then we have descendant. These are some XPath functions. Okay, so in this, by using this, our way of navigating to the particular element in the DOM, it's quite easier in terms of when the XPath is complex or the DOM is little bit I mean there are so many HTML inside div inside div or something. So in that case, we have separate export functions which is not available in all other all other locators, right? In that way, it makes XPath
Mm.
very strong because in that way we can try to traverse from a parent node to child node or from a table in T body tier to TD like that. So you can use from a like expert perspective, we can use a proper synchronically expert. So in that way, it is uh, different from
Okay,
other.
okay. Right. While executing the scripts, right, what are the challenges you have faced?
Yes. So while executing the scripts, now the challenges I faced is like our application is dynamic, right? So the first main challenge what we got is in each release the XPath got changed, right? And then we need to again go to the suite and try to modify the XPath or some corrections we need to do. And then that question will always come that you told your automation is stable, but every time you're changing. But then we convey the same to the management that the application keeps on changing. And when we discuss internally with the development team, like why the application keeps on changing, but they told they are also we can say they cannot help it because they are using React JS, so Apollo library keeps on changing, so components keeps on changing. So one challenge is like we inform this to business and we make a suit regression or smoke and we try to make some critical test cases and we try to business that we told that like please don't make any changes on the critical modules, right? And then we can make it a stable and then other modules we can go on. But yeah, this is one. And second thing is while identifying some extra, that is bit challenging sometimes because it is not directly identifying it. So we use different functions and different methods to for expert to identify that. So one more thing challenges I faced is right like Selenium supports only web-based applications and all, right? our application, some of the part we cannot automate. So that we use some third-party tool to automate that. Reporting part also, we integrate some other earlier report and other to generate it. And some exceptions what we got in real time, right? That we can handle. Like some challenges we faced is like some exceptions will not be able to identify it, but later on we check it through the like community and all.
Okay.
We try to identify.
Mhm. Okay. Got it. Suppose I have one more scenario. Sometimes what is happening, my scripts are running, but sometimes suddenly it's failing. If I run it again, it is passing. Right. Then what is your approach to fix these type of test cases?
Okay, so you are telling it is not a stable kind of thing. In first run it will work, but second run it will same test will fail, right?
First run, sometimes it will fail. Right. It will
Uh-huh.
pass. Sometimes it will fail. Sometimes it will pass in second time if I run it.
Hmm.
Right. Then how
So,
to handle these scenarios?
so basically, this also I faced it actually. Okay, same test case, everything is correct. When you run it, sometimes it's failed. So I mean, my approach was like I would always observe the error log in the failure log, exactly where it is failing, and in the, let's say we run 10 times, right, through suit or some other thing, or we'll locally run it, and what is the failure happening in which particular like line of code is failing? Is it same across multiple? I mean, let's say we run 5 times and the error is on the same line of code, right? Then we try to debug it more, and we'll check if some dynamic wait can help, right? Let's say the application waiting time is little improved. Let's say they have done some changes on the performance side. So whatever earlier we are given the wait, that might not be now, right? That application loading fast, but it will wait for some that much time. It will give some error. So one way I give is like I try to give some explicit wait and try to see run it once. And the other way is like if like I see always that line of failure, right? And I try to see what can be done. If we can, if there are any changes on that module, I mean on that functionality, because if it is not changing and still it is failing, then it might be sometime network issue. Sometimes the application is also not behaving properly, right? The server may be down or something. Because of that, sometimes we got some error. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Right. Right. While doing manual testing, right? What type of testing you will do manual?
Both functional and non-functional I do, but mostly I do functional testing, right? We try to do all kind of testing: functional, integration, system, then UAT, regression, smoke, sanity.
Mhm.
So these are all testing I do, but non-functional testing, right? Performance and all, there is another team. But I sometimes I observe the report from them. I because I need to share it to the stakeholder. So I just observe the response time of each service, whatever you used, and what are the increased from the last release. And accordingly, I prepare the report and send it.
Okay. Good. Right. Suppose after execution, my regression, right? Report is there.
Ah,
In the report, I observed that and test case are failed. Right. What is your next actions you will take?
okay. So when the execution there are failure, right? First of all, uh, I'll go and sorry, you are telling if you get any defect, what is the approach?
After regression, no,
Okay.
after regression, I
Hmm.
found a few failures in my test cases execution. Right. What are the next steps?
Okay. So see, the regression is basically we need to run, right, to make sure that the old cases should not impact anything. Let's say one feature is got changed, right? That might not impact the older behavior, because regression suite is always stable, right? And when we got defect in the regression, my first approach is I will check the current release, that particular story, what is the functionality getting changed. Okay, in that whether that like that wow, the case which is failing, right? Is it impact? Is it directly relating to that particular thing? So I will first check that uh, new code if it is working fine. If it is working fine, then what is the line of code which is like, let's say one module is dependent on that, right? And it is failing. So then it might not. I mean, before regression, right? So when we do a change, right? Basically, regression is to check whether the old test case will also work based on the new changes, right? If something is failing, then we'll go and check, is it because of the new change it is happening? And if it is the same, then we try to debug and fix it.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Right. Basically, we will have a two types of failures. Right. One is a script failure. One is a functional failure. Right. Script
Correct.
failure means
Mhm.
there might be something modified locator or something. Right. If we, right, we have to verify whether we can able to change it. That's fine. If it is a developer changing it, we have to confirm with the developer whether it is right. These things are changed in the from the last regression to this regression. Is it okay to update it, or if it is a defect, or we need to raise it. Functional means functionality not working means we will raise a defect. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And next, we'll move to API testing. Right. Did you face any time 400 errors?
Yes, yes.
What type of codes we will get 406?
Basically, 400 is about the client side, like client error responses. I mean, when we get a response, not proper response from client side, that is the 400 one. I mean, you were asking 400, right? Or any specific?
No, in a specific 400 series,
So yeah,
what
it is
type of
actually
code?
client side error responses.
Mhm. Okay, okay. All right. Why to use API testing? All right.
Mm,
Okay.
yes, API testing is used to check uh, when the application under test or when the application is not ready. So we want to check the API. I mean, we want to check the API side, like the APIs are working properly. This testing is done to check the like mainly the whether the like response between the client and the server, or like if it is properly happening. If any failure is there, then we can get initial point of time we can get it. Like, let's say when the application is not given for it is not built, is not deployed, right? We have some time. So in that case, because initially only like they can work on the API side, right? So till the time they have not given, we can try API side. We can check whether the everything is, we are getting a proper response back from the server and all, and then a proper response we are getting it or not, and then with multiple inputs whether it is working fine or not. So we need to check right from the API level whether it is loading fine or not, from performance side also, like how much time it is taking from loading on API. And if it is already not working, one API we are hitting it, it is not working. So then we can already in the beginning of cycle only we can report it. And this is the yeah, API side. Like we need to check more over in the like API, whatever is working fine or not. And based on the API hit, it is giving proper response or not.
Okay, got it. Right, fine. What is the difference between left outer join, right outer join? Any
Yeah,
idea?
yeah, correct, correct. So left outer join and right outer join difference is uh, like we have this um, yeah. Oh, so when we try to take the common like let's say in the left outer join, it will return the all the record from the left table, and it will only record the matched record from the right table. And in right outer join, it will return all the records from the right table and matched record from the left table.
Okay, 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 got it. What is the test management tool you are using?
ALM and Jira.
Oh, okay. And ALM, what things you will do?
Sorry.
No, no. In ALM, what are the things you will do there?
See, ALM, it's a test management tool. It has
Mhm.
four modules. Okay, first one is requirement, then test plan, one is test lab, then defect, right? So test plan is a kind of module where we will put all our test case. Let's say we return the test case in Excel. We try to import that using the particular release folder that will be pasted over there. So if anytime all the releases test cases are available over there in the test plan module, right? In the test lab, that is like mostly for the execution purpose. When we try to do in-sprint testing, system testing, and other kind of testing, right? We try to pull the test case from plan to test lab and try to assign it to ourselves and try to run it. Okay. And then coming to defects module, it is used to create a defect. If you click on that, by default, ALM will give some template like defect. What is the defect name you should give, and what is the Jira ID? We can give it for tracking purpose, and then the severity, the priority, the release when it is when it is created. What is it? Is it a regulatory requirement or non-regulatory requirement? And the build details, the version, the module name, whatever, everything is there. We can put it and we can assign it to a developer ID. So that will be tagged to them and they will fix it. And then
Okay.
coming to requirement, it is like from BA perspective, we can also check it. Like we in BA, once they finalize the requirement, they will upload over there with the requirement rec ID. So each rec ID should form the test case. We can map it because it's RTM, right? So it is covered all the requirement our cases. Then we map it the rec ID and then we use it.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Right. Then there is what is the difference between there are multiple terminologies are there like defect, bug, error, right? What is the difference?
Hmm. Okay. So okay. Defect and bug. So bug is like when the exact functionality, like let's say required functionality is not working, right? That is called as a bug, right? Uh, like let's say anything unexpectedly happening. So that is called as bug. And defect is like let's say the in terms of requirement, like let's say in the functionality in requirement they have mentioned this should work like if you click that button then it will redirect to one page. So if it is not redirecting means it's deviating the requirement, right? It's not it's not following the requirement. So in that particular case we can make it as defect.
Okay, 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 fine. Right. Yeah. That's it from my side. So, okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining and giving interview.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.